it's time for Movie Friends with your hosts Michelle and Seth. We're talking film without pretension. We're finding cats that are unexpected. We'll watch a movie, film, or schmovie, and we want you to join our journey. So subscribe and share this podcast, or this might just be the last of the Movie Friends. We're movie friends. We want to be your movie friends.
Welcome to New Release Review, part of the Movie Friends podcast. My name is Seth. Today we're talking about The Accountant 2 from 2025, directed by Gavin O'Connor. We will be discussing spoilers throughout this entire episode, so if you have not seen The Accountant 2, please turn this off, go watch it, and then come back and listen. My guest for today, returning guest, is Kazmo, the biggest accountant fan that I know. How are you?
I'm good. I'm the number one accountant fan. That's what
You
I'm
might
gonna
be.
say.
You really might be, and I don't think it's that hard to get there.
How dare you? I have on my accountant shirt, so
Yes.
I'm prepared. And
Cosmo is wearing her shirt, her official The Accountant. Now, this is from the first film.
for the first film. Yeah.
What does it say
Is there a shirt?
underneath?
What does it say? It says, "Oh, in theaters October 14th."
Wow, so this is a ahead of schedule shirt.
Yes, I saw early screening. I was locked in early on the accountant franchise.
They had to have shirts ready for people to
Yes.
wear as walking billboards to get people prepared for The Accountant, to let them know when it was going to come out.
Yes.
That's 3D chess right there.
They had to do something.
Wow. So you and I just went through, I don't know, 15 minutes of technical problems, and you
Yes.
said it seems like we're getting hacked by the children in the film.
Yes.
Wow. There
It felt
I
like it.
have so many thoughts on The Accountant 2. But first, before we get there, you mentioned you saw an early screening of The Accountant 1. Can you kind of give me your accountant journey leading into this one?
Okay. So when I first saw the first accountant, my mother is the one that told me about it. She got an email for a early screening for it, and she was like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Sure, of course." It's Ben Affleck. That's the only thing I knew. I didn't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So we went. Well, also my now husband, he was with me, and then we brought one of my aunts as well, which was so weird. But because she rarely goes to the movies, but we were like, "You can come with us." So, and she's like, older.
Yeah.
But so we all four of us went, and we had a blast. Like, we had no idea what we were walking into. We just knew that it was called The Accountant, and it had Ben Affleck in it. And we all looked at each other multiple times throughout the movie, like, what's happening? But also, like, we're having fun. The only person who wasn't having fun was my aunt. I mean, she liked it, but she wasn't in love with it. She hated Anna Kendrick. That was her biggest complaint. That was the first accountant. But like, we walked out of there like, this is like our new favorite movie, because it immediately became like an inside joke thing. So
right.
But I never thought we get a sequel. I knew it did okay, but I don't walk around and hear people talking about the accountant,
No.
And if I bring up the accountant, people think I'm talking about taxes.
Right.
So that we got a sequel is pretty insane to me, and I watched it. I watched it in the theater. I also thought if we got a sequel, it would go straight to Amazon or something like that.
Sure.
Not in a movie theater.
Yeah. This was one that I saw at home. My parents bought it, I think. My parents will just
Wow.
buy DVDs and
Anything.
Blu-rays. Like,
Mm,
it comes out, they're buying it, and then I'm watching it. And so I watched a lot of modern movies that way. And I think I had seen a preview for The Accountant, and I was like, okay, is this offensive? Like, what are we, like, what are we doing here? And I feel
yeah.
like every 5 minutes, as I'm watching both Accountant movies, I'm just like, is this offensive? Because no one else around me seems to be bothered, so I
Yeah.
guess not.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking the first one, I was like, this is much better than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a pretty good time. It's weird and silly, but okay. And then I was like, Jon Bernthal is his brother? I didn't see that twist coming.
No.
But
Yeah.
like you, I was like, okay, there's not going to be a sequel to this,
Mm-hmm.
Ben Affleck is such an interesting. He's got such an interesting career. Like,
Absolutely.
I know that he kind of started where he started, Goodwill
Mm-hmm.
Hunting, whatever.
Right.
And it's so weird to me that those guys have like dipped their toes in action movies. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Matt Damon's Jason Bourne. But like watching Goodwill Hunting, I don't really
Yeah.
see either of these guys as action heroes. So whenever they do action, I'm always like, really? You?
Yeah. It's weird. It's really weird. Like they're bros. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Like sensitive bros.
Right, yeah.
You know?
And I think because they were so young when they started,
Yeah.
I feel like to me an action guy is like, old Sylvester Stallone. Or
Exactly.
I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody else, but di- completely unrelated almost. Have you seen Paycheck with Ben Affleck?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
People hate that movie. I kind of like it.
Oh,
It's interesting.
okay.
Yeah.
I know one person. One person told me about it, and they love it. Like they love it. It's like their
Yeah.
favorite movie. So
I
I
would
don't know.
not, I would not go that far. I'm not defending Paycheck, but the reason I brought that up is because when Paycheck ended, I also wasn't like, oh, there's gonna be a sequel to Paycheck, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, when they announced The Accountant 2, I was just like, there's no way. Like, there's no way. 8 years later, 7 years
I
later, however long,
know.
it's like, who was sitting around asking for this? And
It was me.
apparently, right.
It was me. I was knocking on his door every day.
But apparently, Gavin O'Connor, he directs both of these movies.
Yeah.
Like, and writes them.
Yeah.
Pretty wild to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think. And breaking news, I don't know if you've seen this or not yet, but The Accountant 3 has been somewhat announced.
What?
There is at least a page for it on Letterboxd.
What?
Yep.
This is the craziest thing.
The description is the third and final installment in the Accountant film series. Plot TBA, cast Ben Affleck, Jon Bernthal, Anna Kendrick.
What? Anna's back. Okay, you are blowing my mind. Because after the movie ended, my husband was like, "Oh, they're gonna make another one." I was like, "They're not gonna make another one." I was like, they've already stretched this
Right.
to here.
Right.
They can't do much more. But I guess they did leave Anna Kendrick out, so we do have to tie up that loose end.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember Anna Kendrick being in it, mostly in a really long room that Ben Affleck wrote all over. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it was that long, but it was like it was a box.
So I don't remember anything apart from that. I like
She's
Anna
the love
Kendrick.
interest.
Yeah, I like her fine. With her not being in this, I really thought that Cynthia Edai Robinson, who's playing Medina, the
Treasury
head
agent.
treasury, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
They kept using the initials, and I was like, well, that's not the three initials that I recognize. It's not CIA, FBI, or FCC. So I don't know what you do, but sure. But I thought that she was going to end up being the love interest.
Oh.
And then not so much.
No.
Yeah. There wasn't a love interest, it turns out.
I know, and I didn't like that. I didn't
Yeah.
like that at all.
The
Yeah.
accountant, he should always, I feel like, be on the verge of love.
Yeah, I mean, well, they hint at it. It's just not all the way there. Like, he's trying to date, but I guess he's like, a maniac about it. I don't know.
Right.
So.
And then, so, okay, all right. So, just, there's so much to talk about with this movie, but
It is.
your initial thoughts going into this as the number one accountant fan, how did you feel about this one?
I felt I'm excited. I want to get back to the accountant, and when I saw the trailer and I saw that Braxton, his brother, is actually going to be like they're going to be working together.
Yeah.
I was very excited by that because when I watched the first one and they revealed that Jon Bernthal's his brother, I just felt like, oh, I wish we could have actually seen them do stuff together, because it's like not until the very end that they even interact. So I was like, okay, great, they're gonna interact so much in the second one. So that's what I was hoping for, but I don't know. I feel like I didn't get what I was looking for with this one.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly, I mean, I was happy with it because I was happy to be back with the guys, so that's good. But it's a lot of other things going on in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like there's not a lot of time given to that.
I don't want to say I was like looking forward to this, but I went in with a jovial spirit.
Okay.
Nice. You know, I go to the theater. I think I saw this maybe Friday night. Theater was packed. The lobby, the escalators, like, because there was this, Revenge of the Sith, Sinners,
yeah.
like most packed I've ever seen this movie theater. Right? It was nuts. Decent amount of people in for the accountant too. Good, whatever. So I'm like, all right, we're here. We're all doing movie stuff. It's not like I saw this, at 11 p.m. by myself and I'm like cold and have to pee the whole time. I'm like, I'm settled in, right?
Yeah.
And then the movie starts and I'm like, okay, we got J.K. Simmons. And in my brain, I'm like, was J.K. Simmons in the first one?
Oh, Lord. Like, it's all wiped from your mind.
Literally, I was like, wait, is that their dad or something? And then the lady shows up, and I'm like, all right, I don't think I've seen this lady before, but I don't remember J.K. Simmons, so I'm just going. I'm going. We're playing bingo. I'm going. Then there's a dude in the car, and I'm like, is that Ethan Hawke?
You're having a hard time.
So there is a supervillain in this movie who's just a lackey to the other villains, but he's like Sniper Man. Like if you were playing a Mega Man game, he would be Sniper Man.
Sniper Man, yeah.
Like he is just sniping left and right throughout this film.
That's all he can do. That's his thing.
All he can do is snipe. And so Sniper Man in this movie, I was like, yo, is that Ethan Hawke? It wasn't Ethan Hawke, obviously. He just kind of looked like him when he was in the
No, but you're so right, because I was like, he looks just like somebody else. Like, I'm like, I know that guy, but that's what it is. He looks like Ethan Hawke, like a younger Ethan Hawke, yeah.
And so now I'm like really confused. Yeah. because now I'm like, wait, was Ethan Hawke in The Accountant? But I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let it happen. So the movie's going, and it's fine. It's doing kind of the same thing. Braxton gets 2 introduction scenes.
Yes, he does.
So first is the psycho one where he's like got a woman and he's talking to her. Meanwhile, everyone's dead in the house. That's an intro scene. Then he gets second intro scene almost immediately. I'm not sure, where he's practicing calling a kennel where he's gonna buy a dog that he wants to pick up like 2 days early.
Yes.
Which is like also psycho scene.
Yes.
Because you see him preparing and you think like, oh, he's doing he's figuring out his character for his next assassination.
Right.
Not at all.
No. He just wants to get a dog.
He's just like, I need to pick up a dog 2 days early. So I was like, okay, wow, we're really like maximalizing this whole experience. Okay, fine. Movie continues. And I'm like, okay, I'm into it. We're doing crime stuff. We're doing murder stuff. We got a tuna guy. She doesn't remember me. Like a sniper guy's back. Okay. And then the movie hits what I would consider not to be a wall, but a portal into another world. And from that point forward, I felt like the movie was a little silly before, but truly I like went through the looking glass into The Accountant 2.
Yes.
And that is the dancing scene in the bar.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
See, I loved. I thought, okay, like you said, it is like it's a stepping over into, absurdity. Because I was like, okay, so this is what we're doing. Like, this is not the first accountant. The first accountant is a little bit more serious, a little bit,
Yeah.
But once they did that, I was like, oh, they're having fun. And I saw his hokas, and I was like, oh, there's jokes here. Like we're laughing, and I had fun because that's what I wanted, was to see more of Chris's personality, and especially in conjunction with his brother around. So I had fun with it. It was incredibly silly, but
we literally do a freeze frame.
Yes!
As Jon Bernthal like jumps into the fight.
Yes, we do.
As if this is like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, or like some 70s action movie. My jaw dropped. I was like,
yes,
what is happening in this movie? I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. Like, I don't feel a need to conceal my feelings about The Accountant 2 until the end of this episode. Like, I had a good time, but it was like they were like, okay, like all bets are off. In the first one, I cannot say what they're doing with this depiction of like autism, right? Or
right.
Christian's condition or state. I don't believe it to be accurate, like medically accurate, but again, I don't know. Like, I don't know, right? And in the first one, it doesn't feel like they're necessarily playing it for laughs. Like, there's a few like funny moments or quirky moments, especially with Anna Kendrick, not understanding him. But this time around, it felt like they were just full on like, no, we're laughing at the accountant and with the accountant and at Braxton, because now we're going to make Braxton like a real head case.
Head case, yes, exactly.
But like in a funny way, we're going to stop at the end to pick up a cat.
Yeah.
And then we're going to fight with a child about holding the cat. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it just threw me for a loop. Like, it threw me for a loop.
I'm with you. I was, especially because I heard so much praise for it. After, when people saw it at South by Southwest, I think. And like, I was like, wow. And like, people who like, they didn't like the first one, they're like, this one is it. Like, this one gets it. And I'm just like, and now that I've seen it, I'm like, I just don't. I don't hate the movie or anything. I liked it. It's just I like the first one way better, and I just feel like we went to an absurd level that I just can't understand why we did that. Like, I don't understand why we had to go so silly with it, because I remember at the screening I went to for the first accountant, Gavin O'Connor was there. So
cool.
He I don't remember a lot of it, okay? But I do remember him speaking about, people with autism, and like just gushing about them, and like being very, I don't know, you can see his heart was in it, that he's like very interested in their lives and care about how they're represented. Like, if you could feel that from the way he was talking and what he was saying. And the first one, I feel like, does try to be more concerned about how a person with autism goes through life and like deals with, you know, people, and like how they navigate those situations, and trying to get us to understand like the journey of that. Whereas this one, like you said, is like, haha, like
Yeah.
that's Christian, and
Right.
that's how he is, and we're not like trying to like connect to it anymore. I don't know,
Yeah,
like
like
maybe that's what people wanted.
yeah, like we don't we see him navigating, but we don't necessarily see him struggling.
Yeah,
Like he has pretty much like an answer. Like when there's a good scene where Braxton and Christian are on his mobile home, and Braxton is
yes,
saying
I
to
love
him,
that scene.
"Is it because of me or is it because of you
Yeah,
that you don't interact with me?" And as a person who is very self-conscious about every relationship he's ever had, I found this to be very, very relatable, because sometimes people grow apart or whatever, and you
yeah,
have to stop and be like, "Oh, is this me or is this you?
right.
Do we
Hmm.
not talk that much anymore because, you've got a busier life now?
Yeah,
Did you get sick of me?" I
right.
thought that was great.
Me
Jon
too.
Bernthal is awesome.
He's amazing. He's
Yeah.
so good in this. Yeah. And that's what I was saying, that like that's what I wanted more of, and I feel like I didn't get enough of that, because I mean, we'll get to it, but it's like we have this insane plot that's going on, and we've got to keep cooking with that. But
Hmm.
instead of the great chemistry that Affleck and Bernthal have, and they're getting to like they haven't seen each other in 8 years,
Yeah.
according to the movie. Like, this is their first time coming back together, and I don't feel like we get enough of those kinds of conversations,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
they're really like trying to figure each other out, because they haven't
Right.
seen each other in forever. Yeah.
Yeah, like Braxton is struggling and he's searching, but
Hmm.
in all of these situations, Christian has an answer and he just knows. Like he says, "I'm just
Yeah.
me." Like,
Hmm.
so that was also a little bit different.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, the, there's always this thing in movies that I hate, where no one is allowed to be any different from how they were since the last time we saw them.
Yeah. Hmm.
So like 8 years have passed, and it's like, "Oh, you still have the same exact haircut that you had 8 years ago?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing is ever allowed to change unless we are viewing it, and that's
Yeah.
just. But anyway, so you mentioned there's an insane plot going on. We've got uh, acquired what
Oh,
a,
I don't
what
know. Oh, I think it's
acquired
Savant. Yeah.
savant syndrome,
Syndrome. Yes, that's what it is.
ASS.
I didn't put that together.
Which I think is a thing.
It's
I,
real. Okay.
I can't say for sure, you know. So we've got ASS, we've got
Oh,
plastic surgery switcheroo,
yeah.
we've got Charles Xavier School for Wayward Children,
Yes, we do.
hackers,
Yes.
a search for an office chair. Like,
I forgot about the office chair.
oh, I did not. As soon
Yeah.
as she was in that office at
And
the
yeah,
end
and
and I saw
mm-hmm.
that office chair, I was like, "You dirty dogs." Like there's no way that you are making this woman's arc.
They did. That's
And they
exactly what they did. They mishandled Medina like crazy. I don't even understand what was going on with that. That was
I thought they
not
killed her.
well.
Like,
Yeah, me too. Would have
oh
made
my,
sense. Something. I don't know.
pretty well. How about Christian driving a motorcycle 200 miles an hour?
Yeah, that was crazy.
How
This
would
is my
you
no,
like
I
navigate?
can't.
Like he's just a superhero. Like in this
That's what I was
movie.
about to
Like
say. Cause like you said, how his haircut hasn't changed in 8 years. He's a superhero. You know, they Bruce Wayne always has the same haircut. Like he
right.
just looks the same. And they can drive motorcycles at 200 miles per hour. This is the type of autism that this movie wants to promote.
Right. Right. So I I wasn't I don't want to say I was confused because I feel like I got what was
Yeah.
happening. I don't know. Would you call this plot convoluted or
Convoluted? Yeah, I
okay.
would. I was I wasn't confused. I was upset. Every time more things happened, I was like, dude, like you guys need to chill out. Like we have enough going on. I couldn't believe that they gave her a syndrome as well. I was like, so this assassin lady also has a brain thing that makes her amazing, and then
Mhm.
she has the plastic surgery, but
Mhm.
that's not enough. Also, her family has been murdered and her
Mhm.
son is being held in a child prison, and
Yep.
it's like, and she was in a car accident. Does it really need to be this many awful things to this one lady? Like,
And her son
oh
is
yeah.
mini accountant.
Yeah, that made me so and
He's
it's
the
so
Jack's
absurd.
accountant.
Yeah.
You know?
He is. I can't deal with this.
But yeah, like it's just everything has a lot of little ripples. Tuna guy, he was involved
Yeah,
in the trafficking,
yeah,
which means sniper guy. So it's like I hate the type of mysteries where like once everything's revealed, you're kind of like, oh, there wasn't really a mystery. It's just I didn't have all the details. Like, and I
right,
know
exactly.
like I'm saying this and it sounds so stupid because obviously a mystery is not having all the details. But sometimes it's just like
Yeah,
it's like, oh, there wasn't really a mystery to solve. It's just that the filmmakers didn't like they just
tell
dropped
you
us
and
into a story halfway
exactly.
through and you
Yeah,
think, oh, there's some mystery here.
yeah,
And then when you lay it all out, it's like, oh, this is so simple. But
yeah.
I didn't I don't know. I wish the accountant did more accounting.
Yeah, yeah. Do your job. Do your job, accountant.
Like he's got that one cool scene in the pizza factory,
Yeah, yeah.
which was weird because I guess this guy owns a pizzeria and a pizza factory
Oh yeah,
because he was
I
like, "Well, we sell
guess.
some by the slice." Okay, well, you don't sell frozen
Frozen.
slices.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, he does some cool accounting magic there. That was pretty cool. He does the
And that was it.
accounting to put all the puzzle pieces back together
Okay, yeah. I guess
on the
that's accounting.
wall. But I do feel like it was mostly just like, running and gunning and
Yeah,
pushing and punching.
yeah,
Um so I
yeah.
mean,
And I think, people seem to love that. They wanted more of an action
right.
hero, But
I I guess so, but like when you write a James Bond story, you want for him to do James Bond stuff.
stuff, yeah.
You can't put James Bond into a Rambo movie.
No, you
You
cannot.
know, like
Yeah,
likewise, you wouldn't put Rambo into a situation where he's got to wear a tuxedo
yeah,
and
and
do a
be
dance
charming.
number. Right.
Yeah,
So with the accountant, it's like this just feels like every move action, I also watched Havoc this weekend
yes, I did as well.
and I was like, I just feel like I'm watching The Accountant again.
I don't know. Havoc is on another level, but
Yeah.
I feel you. That one's like a fever dream. But I
I
mean, they
didn't
both are.
love Havoc that much.
Neither.
Spoilers for Havoc, but
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, Tom Hardy? I think it's time to open your mouth when you talk.
No, when I was watching it, I was like, he still has venom in him. Like
Yes,
he couldn't shake it. He
he
couldn't
can't
shake
get
it.
away. It's like Austin Butler with Elvis.
with Elvis.
He has to go through like a debriefing to like in what is it? Blade Runner 2049. You have to go in and like talk to the machine to like
Oh yeah, to
recalibrate. Yeah.
get yourself together. Yeah,
Tom
he
Hardy
needs that.
needs to do that so that he can, I don't know, talk like a normal person again. Anyway, I want to talk about this school.
Yeah, we got to please. We have to talk about it.
Medina. Okay, so the big twist at the end of the first accountant is the accountant has a handler.
Yeah.
And it's a British lady or just a lady voice, computer voice talking to him, doing the different stuff, whatever. Okay. And at the end of the first accountant, you see that it's someone that he grew up with in this school.
Yes.
Or I don't know if it's a school, but it's a facility for people with autism. Right. And she is not high functioning until she's like locked into the computer.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so that's this whole big, it's a not big sequence, but it's this whole sequence at the end of the first movie. And you're like, wow, you know, the power of the mind to overcome this physical disability. And she's like been doing all this stuff, right?
Right.
And so I think for the director, Gavin O'Connor, like you said, he was excited about like, hey, you know, people that you kind of discredit or think are only capable of one thing, you know, these people can do a lot more than what we expect of them, right? Okay. This one, I feel like really did away with all of that.
Yeah. Wait. I agree.
Yeah. And then it just turned it into like that she is running. Well, I guess her and Christian are like acquiring children.
It's
possibly from around the world. And using them for their like illegal hacking activities.
You're right. It's straight up ludicrous. That part I genuinely was like, I don't know. I was like, I think I'm offended. Like, I think I'm upset with what I'm seeing because this isn't right. Like, just something about this is wrong. Like, you're I don't know. It's like if you took that school and you were running a sweatshop in the basement. You know, you're like,
precisely.
Let's take these kids with these abilities and use them to commit illegal acts.
Yes, because at the start of the film, Christian is talking with his handler. I can't remember her name. She calls him like Dreamboat or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're running through finances or like, you know, illegal dealings, and he's like, I'll take the art payment, whatever, you know. Okay, fine. So, and then throughout his dealings with Medina, she's like, we can't torture people. So the movie is telling us like Christian is on the wrong side of the law.
Yeah.
Like we love him.
Yeah.
You know?
We love the guy.
Like that's just, hey, that's the accountant, baby. But like but clearly he is not, he might be doing things for good. Sure. Like I'm sure Christian isn't involved in like human trafficking, right? Like
yes, right.
But then he has like 9-year-old kids.
Yes.
Hacking and doing his stuff.
Yes. Here's my thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off with saying this, but it's crazy because in the scene where those kids do some hacking that's very illegal and like invades this poor woman's privacy, Medina the whole time is like, stop, this is wrong. And it's like, as I'm watching it, all the people like with, you know, with the autism or whatever are doing really bad things. Really, like, are they like you? It always sets them up as villains. Like they're all evil, and I'm like they like if you have autism, you can't care about other people, or like you can't like respect people's privacy, and
Right.
you don't like. I just like
Right.
this is
Like
a weird way to like set this up.
we're just to believe that they're all in on it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like they're all
carte blanche. They sit down and whatever this lady tells them to do, they're like,
they're just like
sure,
cool.
don't care.
Don't care. We're minors. Doesn't matter.
Like we don't get a hey everybody, this is a really horrible situation, and I know that we've established ethical
Exactly.
boundaries
Yeah.
for what you're able to do with this very sophisticated technology, but for the sake of the children in this children's prison in Mexico, we need to bend the rules just once.
Exactly.
There is none of that. They're like,
No.
yo, find this woman.
Boom. Right to it. No questions asked. And they're having fun. And they're racing.
They're
and
flipping
they're
each other
battling.
off, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's like, okay, I was so like, what a move. Like, and it's like what they do with sequels where, again, the first movie establishes this character that she's his handler. She can hack anything. She can do all this cool stuff, right? And so when they go to write the sequel, it's like, well, we can't just have the same thing. We have to expand on it.
Yeah,
We have
we
to
gotta
make it
add
bigger.
it. Yeah, right.
Why did we have to make it bigger?
I don't know. That was the thing. Like you said, when it's revealed at the end, it's so cool because Christian pays for her computer,
Mhm.
and they don't even know that, and it's her dad is still there, and like that's just my daughter. She's been here with me, and it's not like a big showy thing, but in this one, it doesn't even make sense that nobody's asking questions because they have a basement full of 60-inch monitors and like the greatest computers ever.
Well, okay, the power draw alone.
Exactly. For what they're doing.
Right. The cooling systems that would need to be in place for the hard drives and the processors. And I guess what we're supposed to kind of suppose is that Christian funds all of this.
Right, that's
and
what I
maybe the
assumed.
school itself
At this point, yeah.
like maybe, but then you throw this whole monkey wrench into it, which is Medina keeps calling there, and the receptionist lady, it's not like, you ever see her like, give a high five behind the back to the hackers, like, oh, I'm in on it. She genuinely is like, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't even have computers here.
Exactly.
Like, that's like basically the level of her ignorance of like what is actually happening in this school.
Yes.
Like that would be like if you called, what do they call it? Xavier School for Gifted Children.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I'm trying to find someone there who can like walk through walls. And the reception was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, you're crazy.
Yeah. I'm calling the cops on you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hanging up now. Like, what are you talking about?
It's so weird. It's unnecessary too, because we already believe that this woman can do anything with a computer, right? We're in superpower world. So Christian needs a photo of this assassin lady's face. Okay, he sends it to her, whatever. She does it all by herself. If you want to bring this child in at the end of the movie, then he gets dropped off at the school and the two of them connect.
Right.
You don't need for him to be embraced in the arms of a dozen federal criminals who are 12 years old.
I agree. It's crazy. It's like, absurd.
It to your point, like it really puts like a whole sinister spin on the whole thing of like,
on the whole thing.
Wait, what is the accountant?
Exactly. Like, what is he breeding? He's breeding a whole new crop of criminals? What is going on?
What is the accountant's end game? Because from the first movie, I thought it was to live in an Airstream and have one spoon, one fork, one knife, which is like my dream. I've just got to say, like the way that the
Oh,
accountant
really?
lives, that is my dream.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I don't like having things or stuff. So the idea of just like not existing while still being alive, oh,
You know, I do
that's
like that. I like
that's what
that
I
a lot.
want. But in this one, it's what's the end game? What is the end game?
I
World
know, like
domination?
exactly. Like it's just like you bring up Professor Xavier, like with his school, he has an ethos. You know, he's very clear about like what
Mm-hmm.
the morals are, and like we're
Right.
not bad mutants. Like we can exist with humans and be like helpful and nice and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Like everything can be good. But like Christian doesn't go to the school and tell them anything. He just like sending like wads of cash for these kids to just these kids to just go buck wild
Right.
and violate everybody's privacy.
Right.
I don't like.
And
Yeah.
well, okay, so an ethical dilemma arises. Are these children paid?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say sweatshop, because it's crazy that they're doing this for free, I guess. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know
so
what they get paid with.
which is worse though? But which is worse? That they're paid or
Mm.
that they're not paid? Like this is
Ooh.
fun hobby time, or
Uh.
Christian has hired children to commit federal crimes for
Yeah, that's
money.
true. For money.
Like, how does that conversation go?
Yeah, maybe
Like,
it's better
okay,
if they're not paid. Yeah.
so the school itself isn't aware of these crimes, even though there's a whole rec room in the
There's a
basement.
rec room, double doors. Like that's a big room.
So like what the head woman has to like approach students and be like, hey, are you cool? Like you know what I mean?
I think that's what happens. I really do. I think she does that. She recruits them as they come in, and she's like, "All right, you down with like hacking the woman's computer?
Like, hey,
You like
hey,
Picasso?
you're pretty good with that computer. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. You want to commit crimes?
yeah.
And what if the kid says no? Does he
Take
get
them out
snuffed
back.
out? Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
that's
take
when
them
you
out
call
back.
Braxton.
Yeah. It's a weird network that they have going on there.
It's so, and like it's just unnecessary. Like all of these
I
questions
agree.
arise because they decided to put something in that just doesn't need to be
Need to
there.
be there.
Anyway, yeah, like I said, there's two movies here. There's the movie before the line dancing, and then the line dancing just opens a portal to
Yeah.
insane insanity. Yeah, and Medina during that hacking scene, after everything that she's seen throughout the whole movie, you know, they're like, "Oh, ring her doorbell," and she's like, "Stop it!
Stop.
For
Yeah,
the love of God, this is evil!"
she's
And
so distressed.
like Medina, this is literally what you are experiencing is the most mild thing that has happened yet in this movie.
Yeah, but she
You
was
drove
freaking
away
out
with a
about
dude
everything.
in your
Yeah,
trunk.
she did. That part made no sense to me
No.
because she at first she hears the dude kicking, and then she stops and she's like, "This is awful," and then she still takes him with her, and I was like,
Mhm.
so is this cool or not, Medina? Like,
Right.
what are your morals here?
Well, because she's like, okay, I'm gonna do this right, and we're gonna turn this guy in, and I'm gonna turn you guys in, and then you know, unfortunately for them, Sniper Man was across the
Yeah. Oh no.
building
Yeah.
from them, and
Mhm.
you know, he wipes out this dude and his lawyer.
Yeah.
But like, even if you're the director of a place, if you show up with a dude in your trunk, and then that dude talks to his lawyer, you're not the director of something anymore.
No
Like
more.
you
No.
you don't get to be in on that meeting. You're like on
Yes.
leave, and so yeah, it all kind of backfires. There's a lot. There's a lot. Tuna guy. I did not need to see that dude's feet.
Why?
That was such an unfortunate moment.
Why? You're like, I didn't even notice the feet. I don't know why,
Oh,
but that's so funny because my husband, he okay. he's obsessed with this movie. He's seen it 3 times already. So
The Accountant too?
Yeah, well, he's going to see it 3 times. He'll see it. The 3rd time will be tomorrow. And
Wow.
he's like obsessed.
Yeah.
And when he saw it the 2nd time, he has very accountant behavior. Because he recorded the whole thing. He voice recorded the whole thing, not like filmed it.
What on earth?
He voice recorded it. I guess he's gonna listen to it.
You gonna listen to it as you sleep?
As you sleep. We're just gonna hear the accountant too. I don't know if that's legal. But that's the world I'm living in. So
Okay.
But
I'm just imagining like someone pulls up next to you at a red light.
Yeah.
And he like turns the volume up and like, oh, what are you listening to? Yo, The Accountant too.
Yeah. And it's the square dancing part.
Right.
That's
Wow.
But in his screening, that part happens, and some lady like comments on like the guy's feet, and she was like, we didn't need to see that, and like the whole theater laughed. And I'm like, and now you bring it up. I'm like, I guess that was like a real problem.
It was it was not cool.
I was more distracted by the towel around his waist.
Yeah,
I don't know.
all of it.
Yeah.
Tuna guy could be doing anything other than getting out of the shower naked.
Yeah.
Like he could just be in his room building a ship in a bottle. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he whistles, you hear the whistle behind him. We get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
I was bothered by the chair thing because I used to work in a lobster house with fish and lobsters and clams, and I gotta tell you, that place stank.
Yeah. And I thought that too. Yes. Everything's gonna smell like fish.
Right. So she's like, yo, send this to me.
Yeah.
That's the whole floor of your office building is about to be like engulfed, and they'll be like, oh my God, what does that smell? Oh, it's a chair that's been sitting in a fish market office for probably 30 years.
Forever. Yeah. I thought she was gonna like see what the brand was, but then I was like, that would be really clunky if they did that. So they can't do that. But she can't take this chair.
No.
A fisherman's chair?
No way.
There's no way. What is up with Medina? What's wrong with her?
And again, just that they made that her thing. Like, they're like, and then she takes the chair, put a pin in Medina. Everybody in the writer's room, round of applause. We did it.
Clap. Yep. It's so good. It's great.
Oh my gosh. Is there anything else about this movie that we didn't mention that you wanted to talk about?
I do love how integral to the story is how hot Ben Affleck is. I just appreciate that.
Oh, the dating thing.
Yeah, and all the girls, like, honestly, I didn't understand that because I don't understand dating apps or websites, but
yeah.
I didn't understand all the stuff that he was saying. That was some accounting too.
That was some that's true.
About
I
that part.
About that.
But I liked how all the ladies were like, there he is, and like all. But it also was kind of mean because then they start talking to him, and it's like, this guy sucks, and like nobody wants to talk with him or date him. So that was kind of sad. But you know, and like his handler calls him Dreamboat. Everybody's just like obsessed with him. Like they see him and they're like, whoa, you know, this he's something to look at, which I appreciate.
That's what I was saying about how like this movie is more like, hey, we are laughing at Christian now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like when someone you know makes like a slightly racist joke. Yeah. You know, and so you're like, heh, maybe. And then they're like, okay, well, now I'm going to really let her rip, you know? And you're like, whoa, hey.
Hey, that was too much. Yeah.
Right. So the first time around, they're like, all right, well, people laugh at this. Hey, we did it. We can do whatever we want.
We want it. They just let it loose.
We can make him learn how to dance just by watching. Like, at that point, you're literally like Taskmaster from Marvel Comics. Yeah.
Look,
like you watch something once and it's like, oh my God, I've acquired your fighting style. Yeah. Like that's not how, you know, dancing works. I don't believe that's how
No, some
autism
people.
works.
My little sister can do that. She
She can
can.
do
She
that?
can. She can look at choreography and then teach it. So some
Okay.
people. Some people have the skill. I didn't think the accountant did, but
Right.
I thought his was more like a numbers thing. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I, I I had a fun time with
I had
it,
a
but a
great time.
confusing time with
Yeah,
it, and
exactly.
um I don't necessarily recommend this movie. I do feel like it just kind of falls apart. Like once we get to Mexico and it's just like,
Yeah.
2-man tactical team, uh, that I was like, I'm not really into this. That's what I was reminded of when I was watching Havoc.
Yeah.
When they get to the cabin towards the end, I was like,
Cabin's
this
like,
is
yeah,
just
it's a lot of action. Yeah,
now
a
it's
lot of
just
people being blown
shooting
up.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm the same way. I'm not really when action happens. I'm pretty much illiterate. Like I can't understand what's going on. So
Yeah,
my mind kind of goes blank. so
yeah,
so yeah, that being like the grand finale, like the climax. I'm just like, okay,
yeah. I really wasn't
it's
into
not
it.
for me.
And then the mom doesn't show up until like almost the end of that,
Oh
where you
yeah,
think she's gonna. I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. I think this movie's kind of a mess.
I agree. I
I
agree.
I think if they wanted to do all this stuff, everybody hates to hear this, but maybe you just do The Accountant as a TV show and
Don't say that. Don't say that to me. Absolutely not.
you
I just
know,
feel like they should not have done. I mean, I never wrote a movie. What do I know? But I just
yeah,
feel like that whole plot with the mother and the assassin, it just needs to not be in here. I just feel like we didn't need to do that, and we should like. I would have liked if it would just focused on the brothers, and like if the next baddie, if we needed another baddie, like have it be somebody from the brothers' past, because they were globetrotting with their dad in the first
hmm,
movie when they were younger. Like who knows what kind of stuff they got into,
sure.
and like just bring
Okay,
it
so
something to bring them together.
was J.K. Simmons their dad?
No.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay,
No, their dad was a military guy that got killed at a
okay.
funeral
Oh,
by
okay.
by some cops. Yes.
Wow, I'm the kind
Yeah.
of guy who gets killed at a funeral. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. Like, I think I think if you want to make her the villain, make her the villain because now
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
the
Me too.
accountant versus the ASS person. And
Yes.
that's kind of interesting.
I agree.
And if you want to make her a complicated character that's not, why not just let her be in on the missing son and she's tracking down the same people that he's tracking, like they're working together but they think that they're opposed. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
just too
agree.
many
It's too much.
wrinkles. Yeah,
Yeah.
like and then
Cause
she
she's
goes
got
into
her
the
own
house,
mission. Yeah.
she sees the photo, like why does she need to lose her memory for this story to unfold?
I know. Well, I guess so that she can continue being an assassin. Because that's the thing that got me is like she also like abandons her child. I
Mm-hmm.
guess she's just like that's not me no more. Which is like
Well, I think okay, so I think she didn't abandon the child because when they go into the room
right.
with the three women, the one who gives up their pimp says, "I don't have a kid."
Okay.
And so I think what was happening was people who are, trying to enter the country, they're captured by this group of people. They separate the parents from the kids, they hold the kids hostage,
Right.
and they say, "You're going to go to America and you're going to work, or we're going to kill your kid."
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
so she was not. What was she doing? She was doing. They said she was doing like housekeeping or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think that she was supposed to be working and then sending money to them. And
Right.
then when she got into the car accident, she forgot about him. But wouldn't the people then like kill the kid?
Right. I mean, yeah, I would think so.
Like the
But that's
payments stop coming.
right. He needs to go because he's just a hostage. Like, I understood that. Like, I didn't think that she abandoned him at that point. But when she takes the picture as her assassin self,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, maybe the connection is still there. But she doesn't go and save her son, you know?
She
Right?
doesn't she doesn't come at the end?
Does she come in? I don't remember. I don't remember seeing her at the prison. I just know
Oh
Affleck,
wait, maybe she doesn't.
and she goes straight to kill Fishman. Like, she
Right.
never, and they take her son to
You know, we
the
need your
neuroscience.
husband's recording.
Yeah, we need play it, run it back. Because I'm pretty sure she like never interacts with that child again. And that's why I was like,
okay.
that's weird that
Got it.
there's no reconciliation, I guess,
Right.
between.
Oh, the Accountant 3 is coming.
I guess, yeah. Please,
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. I don't know about what that's gonna be. I just need them to calm down. Like,
Yeah. Definitely.
you don't have to do all this extra stuff, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, tone it down. And make it a little shorter. Like this movie was long, man.
Oh, really? I didn't notice. You know, I did not notice. But two of my favorite actors are present, so I can't really.
Sure.
I can't look past that.
I like I said, I like Bernthal. I really would love for him to do more stuff that's not this exact thing, you know?
I get you.
Like he's always being the guy, the tough guy, you know. And I don't think that it's because he's a one-trick pony. I think that he has it in him to do more than this. It's just that he's getting typecast, and
he is. That's what's
kind
happening.
of a bummer.
It is a bummer. I mean, I feel like in the beginning he would play like the dumb guy, like the dumb hot guy a lot, and then like Walking Dead happened, and now he just can't stop being like the tough Southern guy.
Yeah.
But there's a movie that I like him in a lot. It's called Sweet Virginia, and he's like he's a tough guy in that, but he's not good at anything. That's the thing. So
okay,
if you want to see him be a little bit different, I think that's a good movie to look at.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's very good at this though. Like, it, you know, I think people, when they see Bernthal, they kind of want him to grunt and
right,
and you know, walk the way he walks and all that.
Right. Yeah, it's like he's he's in this perpetual state of the are you talking to me? You know, there's no one else here. Basically, like that's he's like locked in to that zone, and that's every character he plays. And it's like, you know, I would like to see him play a dance instructor. You know, like let him be a little guy who, I don't know, I was gonna say tends bees, but then I was like, oh wait, Jason Statham did that.
Jason Statham just did that. Sorry, he beat him to it.
And then for Ben Affleck, like that dude he's got an interesting career, like for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like I usually go into Ben Affleck stuff with good faith. I was a fan of Argo.
Me too.
I thought that he was a good Batman.
Me too.
Maybe just in bad movies.
That stuff's not his fault. Look, I gotta defend Affleck. I've been defending him for 20 years, man. Like, cause you know, people spoke down on him for so long, and you know, like, and then when the Batman thing happened, I mean, outrage. People were like not happy with that, and he was fine. It's not his fault. Those movies like are just straight garbage, you know. It's just not on him.
This is not great. I'm looking at Ben Affleck's career here. Well, no, not that. That's not great. For me, like, okay, so I've seen Gone Girl, which I think he's very funny in. Like, that's
great.
Good. Good Will Hunting, good. All the Batman stuff. But I haven't seen Air.
Oh.
I haven't seen The Last Duel. I haven't seen The Town. Apparently he's also in Shakespeare in Love, which I haven't seen.
Yes.
And he was in this movie The Way Back, where he was like a basketball coach.
Basketball coach.
So it looks like a lot of, the big Affleck, marquee stuff I haven't seen. So
yeah, you gotta tap into The Town. Do you like Heat?
Yeah, I love Heat.
Okay, good. Yeah, then you'll like The Town.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's The Accountant too. Kind of.
I feel like we made no sense, but the movie. What can you do? The movie doesn't give you a choice.
Truly, I mean, I always say you should never listen to a movie podcast episode that you haven't seen. That's to me psychotic behavior.
I agree.
So if you've done that, then yes, I think we would probably sound insane. But I think if you've seen The Accountant too, I think we hit the important stuff.
Yeah.
When they get in the car and they say that they're gonna go get something to eat, does Christian say that he wants to get Taco Bell?
Taco Bell, yes. Yes, he does.
Because that kind of shocked me.
Yeah, it shocked me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
because
I stood up and saluted.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that's my dog.
Yeah, because he was like, he makes the food at home and it's so precise. And I was like, man,
and it's the eggs, yeah.
That accountant food looks really good.
It does.
And then the next time we see him talking about food, he's like, oh yeah, let's get Taco Bell. And I was like, that is the opposite of the food that you just made. Like,
yeah, that's going to be a mess.
Sloppiest. Yeah. Is the accountant getting the dirty Baja Blast?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
I don't think he could handle something like that. It's a murky drink. You don't know what's going on. They say one thing, something else might be happening. I don't know.
Right. Wowie,
that's so
zowie.
Funny.
All right, well, thanks, Cosmo. Through all the difficulties, we made it through somehow. Yeah.
So we could talk about The Accountant too.
Gotta tell you, when I started my year, I did not see The Accountant 2 on my episode slate.
Oh, so this is because of me? Is that why this is happening?
Well,
is that why?
I mean, I don't know if it's because of you, but I mean, I'm glad that we did it, for sure.
I feel like you gotta talk about The Accountant too. If it's gonna happen,
we
gotta address it.
Oh man. And then the whole, the marketing for this was find the accountant, right? And I was like, oh, what is this? What's this gonna be? What's this? And then it was just J.K. Simmons wrote it on his arm in the weirdest handwriting. I know he was doing it quickly, but I was like, come on, man.
Even
and then
still,
it just
nobody
resolves
would
itself
do
so
that.
quickly.
Exactly. The marketing would make you think that's what we're doing with this movie is we're finding
He's
Christian.
on the run.
He's on the run. Something's happening. And it's like, no, there he is.
No, that's just page 2 of the script is she makes a phone call and finds the accountant.
Immediately.
Right.
Great.
Right. The tagline should have been find the children or find the kid or find the boy.
Find the kids, yeah.
That's
find the boy.
Whatever. Anyway, Cosmo, where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Hey Kazmo.
And that's Kazmo.
Exactly. Yes.
Yep.
We don't spell
Not the Kramer
correctly.
one.
No. Well, I'm named after him, but yes.
What?
Yeah. That's my dad. No, that's my namesake. Yeah.
I don't know if you're telling the truth or not right now.
I'm so telling the truth. My mother's a huge Seinfeld fan, and so am I. And I'm named after Cosmo Kramer.
Is this the truth?
100%. What do I need to do?
Get her on the horn.
Get her on the phone. It's true.
Find the Cosmo. Wowie. Okay, well, what a note to go out on. Hey, thank you very much for listening. We'd love it if you give us a rating and a review wherever you are listening. 5 stars, 1 star, whatever. It's all good. It's actually not all good. 1 star is actually pretty bad. So just keep that to yourself if you want to do that. You can also send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about The Accountant 2 or The Accountant, Dirty Baja Blast,
Yes,
whatever. Please. Yes. You can also support the show, patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. $5 a month gets you access to all of our additional episodes, our patron-only Discord. You get to vote on upcoming episodes and monthly themes, a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to list it all here because we'd be here for another hour. And that's about it. Cazmo, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think that you are now like the most repeated guest.
Oh, I'm the MVP. Let's go. Hang my jersey in the rafters. I'm sorry, I know that's a sports reference, but
yeah,
you know, you just
I think
you did sports month.
Do they really put them in the rafters?
You know, that's the thing I hear. I'm not a sports person either, so I don't know. I'm just saying things.
And I believed it, so yeah. All right, well, hey, thank you very much for listening. Till next time, have a good one.
Movie Friends is produced by Seth Vargas and Michelle Rubenstein. Theme music by Jean Marie Vargas. Visit us at our website, moviefriendspodcast.com, and please subscribe and rate our show wherever you are listening. You can support Movie Friends at patreon.com/moviefriendspodcast. Thanks for listening.